Coast Guard office and holding room, which no one ever goes near here on PC.
Yeah, we
but
saw.
there's a chance
saw
one of
on the
these two teams
Xbox.
might mix it up for us. But the first selection will be MiLSPEC on defense, and they are looking to currently go towards the server room and control room on the upper floor of the main building. For the attacking team then, Orbit bringing a slightly adjusted lineup to that which we saw the last two teams play this map with, in the sense that there is no Buck in this lineup and no Twitch. Instead we're getting a Sledge, which we did see from one of our two teams. But there is also a Thatcher which eventually came out. The setup then for MiLSPEC, how does it look compared to what we saw earlier on today? Well, up here it is identical. We're getting the reinforcements in place and then kill holes made between the corridor. Trapdoor blown open. Jamjar has placed his batteries but is not staying there. Reinforcing the trapdoor in kitchen, breaking open the one in control. Not making a kill hole between the two sites.
Attackers recover the bomb.
Alive. They're making a kill hole between the two sites.
Just hadn't got there yet. Don't rush them. They still got time.
They only have 45 seconds.
No, they got time.
So. And now Jamjar and BC head down to the floor below. BC actually going to end up sitting on the staircase. Thorodax is below him with the Spaz 12. I'd like to see him where BC is, and BC just further upstairs, to be fair. We'll see.
Reloading!
He's just checking on the cameras, looking where these attacks are coming from. Meanwhile, Snake spraying open the kill hole used and the doorway here outside the thermite wall, so Canadian can drone in. And K9 is spraying from the other roof and cracking open all these windows to limit the movement of the defending team while inside. Just looking in towards the A side. But right at the back of the room, Viking is comfortably hiding behind these desks and staying away from the shots that are rattling in and keeping himself hidden. Does take out the drone that comes his way, so he's cautious about the shots from the other roof, and as a result goes back into connector. Meanwhile, Canadian has opened up this front wall with both of his charges, and right open then. Snake is starting to take the first bit of damage down here in the garage. Thorodax playing that very low placement has started to do a bit of damage to him, trying to sprint towards the doorway. Snake thought he was ready for it with a pre-fire, but misses the shot and allows him to get up the stairs. And now, we've got to be more cautious with their push as they're trying to go onto these windows. They don't have someone, yeah, they don't have someone watching the sky bridge per se. They do have Young droning across it. Now he's watching it. Kicks will get the first kill for the attacking team by taking out Viking at the back of the control room in the connector crawl hole by coming up onto these windows. Kenan is taking a bit of damage himself down towards the back of the room. It was Viking that did that though, so now that he's dead, he doesn't have to be quite so scared. BC though has traded back by taking out Kicks. He does so through this tiny little hole at the top of the stairs. Thorodax is also rotated further up, is now looking for the planter. Comes around the corner with his Desert Eagle in hand, but doesn't do enough damage at all here to K9. Jamjar is traded back though by C4 and Canadian, so it's still 3v3, but now Orbit are planting in the back of the room. Snake is on very low health, but the bomb will go through. He's looking towards the connector now as Jarvis is looking to head forward. Rook with his MP5 in hand sees him and he gets the first kill easy enough because of so low health on that planting player.
I mean, he did shoot him in the face.
That helped too.
To be fair.
Young coming up the front stairs now then will be looking to try and stop the diffuser. Doesn't seem to know where his team have planted it. They aren't diffusing yet, but he's going to start firing shots at the Jaeger and misses most of them, and that will give a chance for BC to swivel around and finish him off. He gets down for his trouble, but still gets the kill, and that's all that counts, which allows Jarvis to start the defuse and the first round to go on over to MiLSPEC Esports with a successful retake of this bomb site.
And that's the last we saw of Dottie.
Yep, don't need him anymore. Let's have a quick check of the scoreboard too. Okay, still a couple of donuts just to honor his presence. But it's round number 1. So.
Right, plenty of time to fix it up.
So MiLSPEC now on to attack. They will bring themselves a Twitch instead of a Thatcher, as was demonstrated though last time around. Batteries don't last very long in these games. So,
nope.
The defense for Orbit is going to sit there. They're not going to bring themselves any batteries to the
Defenders,
table
protect your bombs from being defused by
because they're
attackers.
going onto the floor below. The projector room and the kitchen is where Orbit will sit, and they're bringing themselves a dock. I'd like to see Capcan roll into this map since this changes. Because it's quite often we'll see teams wait until the very last minute or two. Or
Right,
seconds.
they do a lot of window play, a lot of... I mean, you have to waste the time looking for the roamers. You have to check the other building unless you really just want to commit and hope for the best. And most teams, yeah, they're pushing into the last 30 or so, maybe 40 seconds.
10 seconds
and
left before insertion.
a couple well-placed Capcan traps. Probably do some damage.
Or at the very least, while placing them on windows,
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
you can then use
Attackers'
it to easily
objective is to
bait
locate a
people into
bomb and
angles and
defuse it.
stuff that you could abuse.
Right, you know that they want to get rid of the Capcan trap before they wave around it, so you
Yeah.
put it on one side, you sit on the other side, wait for them to go angle themselves to shoot it, and
Right.
hello.
Yeah, right now, the way we saw Trinity win this map was having complete freedom of the windows, complete freedom of movement.
Yeah.
Why not force them into a spot you know they're going to have to be to then kill them off,
Right.
as opposed to trying to break through their holds.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been
Because, like we
dropped.
saw, Pojo Man watching the sky bridge, there always going to be someone on the sky bridge. But if you're forcing them to an angle where they have to kill the trap, you don't need to be on the sky bridge if you know they're going to peek that angle. So, we'll see. It's definitely not something to do for the first time even on your Pro League games, anyway. K9 and Young then on the top floor as a pairing, just on the two trapdoors, which are both sealed up, so we'll require thermocharges to get through.
Attackers have recovered their
Snake,
diffuser.
Canadian and Kicks down on the floor below as the shots are coming in from the other building now from the MiLSPEC crew. And they are starting to lock out and lock down the orbit positions as they start to head on to the
Attackers
actual
dropped the
objective room.
diffuser.
A
Attackers
bit of
recovered
information
the
on
bomb diffuser.
Jarvis, as he is the newest name to this MiLSPEC roster. He actually used to be a professional Halo and CSGO player, and is the number 4 Widowmaker, top 100 overall Overwatch players right now.
Wow. Stroke that guy a little bit more.
But the thing is, to be in the top 100 or anywhere on the Overwatch leaderboard, it's not so much skill, it's time played.
Right, yeah.
So to be in the top 4 and be a pro,
Attackers have located a bomb.
like pro Rainbow Six player,
He plays a couple minutes of video games a
yeah,
week.
that dude plays a lot of video games.
Yes.
So, well, let's follow on board with him now. He's trying to peek into the Kixie. He's got Snake in the back of the room, and he will blow his head away. Get that first kill as BC knifes Young down as well. Now Kix comes into the back. He won't get that kill, but he does do a fair bit of damage. And Canadian's the only other remaining standing member of the Orbit team. Comes around the corner and takes down Viking. That is Blackbeard out of the picture. BC's on very low health right now, but Throdax will have thermited down onto the A site at the same time. Kix now looking up towards the floor above him will take BC out, but as I said, doesn't take much with the health that BC had. 40 seconds on the clock now though, and Sergeant Jamjar and Throdox have got to come down and deal with Kix and Canadian. They know roughly where Canadian is, they know roughly where Kix is, but they're going to drone it to be sure, and then Throdox,
bomb has been
I
located.
suspect and hope, will follow through on that trapdoor drone drop. Drone does come in. Flashbang's going down to where Kix is, and Throdox is now thinking about it. Canadian's coming up the stairs. Throdox will drop through. Canadian, in fact, sitting right inside there still.
Bomb diffuser.
Jamjar comes on down, but will trade back onto Kix. Now he's looking for Canadian, comes around the corner and gets him with ease.
Defenders have been
Canadian,
eliminated.
I don't think he was expecting the rush to come from that direction after he's come down into the main doorway and killed off his teammate, as he was mid-sprint. In fact, he'd just taken his eyes off the door looking at that. And there it is.
Unlucky timing on his part.
Yep. Thought he waited long enough for Twitch to come through the doorway, and then as a result, oh, he's not here, I have to go back, look behind me. No, he did come through the doorway, just took his eyes off it. And it is 2 rounds on the board then for MiLSPEC.
Definitely not the start I expected to see here,
Yeah.
given just the track records of both teams this season.
MiLSPEC now onto defense themselves, and once again they will be choosing that same bomb site. The kitchen and the projector room,
Attackers
having
need to
successfully
locate
held the
and
top floor
defuse
site
bomb.
right at the start.
Attackers have located a bomb.
You create a crawl hole between B and this cupboard, the map cupboard, with that C4.
Feed up and running. Immediate line of fire.
most of their setups. Fully
10
reinforced
seconds
towards
insertion.
CCTV and Salah.
5 seconds left.
Jammed up. Setting up barbed wire all over the kitchen floor
Attackers have
at the
recovered
front
the
end.
diffuser. Attackers are moving to defuse the bomb. The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
And upstairs, BC.
Attackers
With
recovered the
will
bomb
hold the
diffuser.
site as firmly as they can. We get a couple of holes through the floor at BC towards the door, the floor below,
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
and the doorway below.
Still not sure I like the reinforcement on that desk, the control desk. I think I like that better as a drop down that, you know, BC could use.
Throwadex though has already been killed off now by a very aggressive shot
Attackers
from
recovered the
Snake
diffuser.
as he sledged open this door and gets him right on the inside.
Targets detected. 3rd floor.
BC staying very prone at the back side of the room. Orbit know about him, so they want to try and deal with him if they can. Drone will be thrown up by Canadian, misses it, picks it back up and looks to go again.
Deploying drone.
Drone's on in this time now that it's open. Did just miss his feet, but you know, with the flash springs coming in, he comes around and checks for him, does seize there, gets the drone behind him. That will give Kicks a nice and easy shot from the front of the room. And both upstairs players now are dead for MiLSPEC. This is a great start to the round for Orbit. They're going to come on in through the window. They've got both thermite charges left still, so they can break open these trapdoors when they're ready. How are the players downstairs going to hold then? Viking is here, right behind the map, looking across the windows. Could have a repeller on them. Snake is that man. He's inside already at the moment. Jammed up, looking at the sky bridge.
Bomb
Is
located
thrown
by
down.
attackers.
Shots now rattle past his head from the sky bridge itself. Jarvis watching the stairs to the floor above while sitting in the back of the room. Jambiot does take a punishing beating here on the stairs and is now stuck down right next to the escape into garage. He cannot go through that door without making too much noise. And even when he does, he's not got much of a movement to go with. Viking watching these front windows now. Cautious about watching the bridge again. Jarvis again conscious. These same windows that Snake is now heading on. Grenade's going to come in. That will take Jarvis down. Jamjar can't get up to help him, and Snake sees his feet anyway and takes him down. Jamjar now being pressured by Young to his right hand side. 30 seconds on the clock though. Viking's the only man left inside the bomb site itself. Canadian's going to repel in right behind Snake. Snake is taken out by Viking first though. Young does finish Jamjar off. The smoke charge is going to go out. Kicks comes around the corner, shoots that charge in midair. And Canadian will be the man with the final blow onto Viking from behind to secure the round for Orbit. To be fair, as soon as those two players were killed upstairs, that was kind of sealed.
Yep.
Because they did it so damn fast, they had all the time in the world to get
Fully
around.
set up a 5v3 on a site that you can tear the entire top floor up.
Yeah. So MiLSPEC dropped their first round. Orbit get their first one on the board and will now head towards the top, sorry, the same room again, kitchen projector room themselves, to defend it. See if they can do it any better this time than they did before. They're bringing a Frost to the table here instead of a dock of their own. The dock last time around didn't really have much of an impact at all. Killed off straight away at the start of the round by that aggressive push from Jarvis.
Did you get it?
I think so. It's not flying
With the
anymore.
reflex of a cat. Slapped
Way,
a fly out of the air just now, so he's the real MVP of this map.
Might need cat-like reflexes. So,
10 seconds remaining.
yeah. Frost traps all over the entrance to kitchen.
5 seconds to go. Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Heading to welcome mat.
Kicks and Snake, the two men staying downstairs in the maps. Upstairs, Young, Canadian, and Orbit once again sitting up here. Canadian last time went down to join his team.
Is that Samara from the ring? A little flickering.
I was like
TV
12 when the ring came out. I didn't watch that.
Oh, well, grow up, dude. Get born later.
So,
Born
Canadian
earlier?
Staying
Yeah,
up there.
born earlier.
Canadian then. That's a pair. back down and inside the security room again himself. Upstairs, the windows being broken open again by Jarvis from the other roof. BC and Jamjar looking to break their way in by these thermite walls. So bringing Torodex up here and the thermite. He will blow the wall open momentarily. K9 repositioning away from the inside as he hears the charge going down. They're both going across now towards what would be the B site if you're defending this upper floor.
But isn't.
But isn't now. It's the B roof instead. BC cracks the window open and begins to move around again. Torodex and Jamdra still looking to just pin these two down somewhere. Young is watching the doorway, ready for someone to walk straight into his crosshairs, which is what BC will do if he comes through that window. You are premature as well, and will blow and hold them out there. K9 on the other end, just comfortably sitting here inside the connector. Shots are rattling through the doorway from the other roof. Flashbangs coming off, bouncing to the other side of the wall. The grenade's going to go off inside B from BC. K9 making lots of noise in here now. There's another flashbang going in. He's completely wiped. Begins to just pre-spray. Now not sure where to go. Spraying it a little bit more. Jamjar coming around the corner while he's mid-reload, and it will be an easy kill for him. Now Young is the last man left up here. He goes to shotgun mode and will take down BC. Now he looks to the connector and sees Jamjar. But that shot doesn't do any serious damage to Jamjar until... Oh, actually... Yeah, he's on 1 HP.
Yeah, it did pretty serious damage.
The health bar above his head didn't look so serious, but that one does.
Yeah,
And,
about 99 will do it.
Revived by Thermite, then shot through the wall for safety and revived. Canadian on the stairs has taken quite a bit of damage himself here, though.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Now cautious of the attack coming his way. Snake is sitting pretty closely on his right-hand side. Kicks has been taken out through the trapdoor above by Jamjar now, and there is one attacking player. Is Jarvis in the corridor right outside. He sprints straight in just as he sees Frost's leg. Torodex is now the last defending player. He has killed off Canadian, but Canadian killed Jamjar at the same time. Snake now in the kitchen, far enough away that he won't be able to stop this plant. Is he going to get there in time for Torodex to finish it? Torodex comes around the corner, but the pre-fire is there.
Position compromised.
And he will get downed as soon as he heads his sticks his head around. Snake gets a easy defuse to bring Orbit back into a 2-2 round.
Bomb defusing attempt failed. Defenders win.
Bomb defusing attempt failed indeed. Little brown box successfully destroyed, and it is back to a 2v2, and it now means Orbit cannot choose their bomb site again. They got to go to the floor above. Next time around, that floor, which is where MiLSPEC are going right now, that floor which MiLSPEC did win on their first attempt at defending it.
And won it convincingly.
Yeah.
At that, like, very strongly.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Friends from MiLSPEC in this. Exactly the same option they ran before.
Activating camera.
10 seconds left. 5
Once
seconds
again,
left
reinforce the
before
trapdoor in the B room. And then
Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it. Attackers dropped the
trapdoor
diffuser.
at the front of the thermite wall and at the back by the control desks. Downstairs, Jamjar BC will stay. Up the stairs goes Torodex once again.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
He was shot from quite a range last time. Once more, Snake is up on the wall and is cracking open holes in towards the back of A from this rappel spot.
Reloading.
No one anywhere close to him though. Viking is
A
still
bomb has been
comfortably staying on the
located.
right hand side. Canadian doing the repelled plant again as well.
Take cover. It's hot. Damn beast.
That other roof. Very spots. And exposed to that one as he goes down. Once again, K9 getting the kill from the same kind of angle, the same kind of window. Not having a great day sitting there. A couple more flashbangs going in, and then an EMP will follow it. Canadian's drone is also in that spot, so he knows how clean it may be. Information on the barbed wire and the trophy systems that are there. Throdex will kill that drone out afterwards. Young is pushing across the skybridge now, and Kix is cracking open the windows on the floor below. Nearly gets shot in the back of the head by his teammate.
Launching drone.
Coming up from the inside, and the Sergeant Jamjar just about misses Kix' head, but Snake will take down Throdox on the floor above, and once again Orbit now up by 2 players.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Jamjar as well has taken quite a bit of damage here from defending that floor. Across the gap away from BC. BC will get a kill onto Snake, but now the plant's going down behind A.
Activating the diffuser.
Will successfully go up, and K9 down to Jamjar as he tries to sprint across the gap. Jarvis is coming through the connector and is completely blinded out by that flashbang. BC gets across the shots, but won't continue any further as Kix comes in and finishes him from the window. Canadian finishes Jamjar off, and Jarvis now the last man standing, but while he's still white, Canadian comes in behind him and executes him. One shot to the back of the head, gets it done.
Suddenly Orbit is riding that momentum.
Easily done. And yeah, there it is. 3 rounds to 2. Orbit 3 on the trot now. Gotta continue. It's time now for Orbit to defend that top floor. It's the first time we'll have seen them there. Can they continue the momentum? Are they as good as they have now become at the floor below? Because they did successfully win that. But more importantly, their attack rounds of what have been making them most impressive in these last 3. Cleaning out these rumors, not necessarily very fast, but once they have done it, they've been very efficient getting onto the floor above straight afterwards. The amount of times we see teams take out rumors,
And
give
then
themselves a
take
minute
forever.
left, and then
Yeah.
not know how to spend that minute getting the floor next.
Exactly.
It's very high. These guys, when they take out those 2 rumors,
They know exactly how to attack the point, and they know how to set up and be ready to do it quickly, and they don't need to stare at windows for 30 minutes or watch the stairs for a day. It's just, you know, they take all the time they need to get rid of the roamers, and then they set up in the time it takes to hold shift and get to where they need to be, and then they go.
they know exactly where those 3 remaining players for MiLSPEC are going to be when they
Ten
get to the
seconds
top
left
floor.
before
It's a
insertion.
methodical push into the point that takes seconds, but that gives them the full
5 seconds to
2.5 minutes to get rid of roamers.
So Canadian throwing
Attackers
his
recovered
cameras
the
out
bomb
his
defused.
windows.
Attackers are moving out to
Ball
locate a bomb.
rolling
and
in this
defuse
round. Seals it back up, heads towards the back of servers. Got to be careful they don't catch him by spraying the windows open here, especially by screwing the camera up. He's there a little bit longer and does get away though with his body still intact.
And face.
And face comes to the back of the B site, throws that one inside. Keep the last one to himself, cracks the floor open down to the map room below, gives Rook a little spot to shoot down on,
Activating camera.
and then puts one camera here in top to be his last one.
Hostiles in sight. Second floor.
So, Young down inside the kitchen, and Snake actually being on the other building right now. Has been droned out by MiLSPEC, and Viking is coming for him, but he catches him out and gets enough body shots in there before he's taken down. The fire rate of the MP7 really playing in his favor this time. Looking towards the front door, and BC is there, but BC will do the damage required. Only taking the 1 shot himself to stay alive.
Activating shock mode.
Now move across to the windows of the other building. Cracks one open, and Young's actually very close to the second one there. A couple more, and the shotgun will come out here prone underneath that one as he just as he opens it. Does a couple more and gets up to the roof to safety though. Now Throdex will come across and join the team at the building while Jamjar takes over the droning duties with his Twitch drone. To see Valkyrie here at the back of the room, sees that the connector is sealed up. Tags Valkyrie as he runs around.
Nice little flick on him.
Could have got the trophy system, instead now he's going to the front, taking out the battery. Far more important. We'll get this trophy system as well, and Throdex can now open that up. Heading back, hiding behind the armor.
Be able to hit the Valkyrie and keep going though.
Yeah,
Almost
do it again.
Almost a huge waste of it.
Tags her out, sits right
Caught her
underneath
on
her.
the phone and took 30 health away.
Misses her that second time.
I
I think you might have got it.
Yeah. So that's 2 batteries, a trophy system, and 30 health. That's a pretty effective Twitch drone right there.
Charlie's coming straight through. BC on the windows, another drone will find Canadian where he is, but that grenade goes straight in, does blow up, take Canadian low, but not down. Kix has been downed elsewhere though. Young will kill Jamjar, and Kix is going to get revived. BC doesn't have another grenade, and he's not entirely sure that Canadian's downed. Trying to drone in there, I think it.
Attackers are activating the
The diffuser has gone off all the same now, and he's cautious of going straight down because he knows Canadian's about to push up.
Attackers
It's up to the roof. Korodek's taken out from outside, and Jarvis is now the only player left alive with BC. He takes down Kix, who tried to leap outside. Looking again for the next player. K9 is going to be up close. The C4 is coming from the stairwell. They're coming straight out, but it's 2 of them. BC is now the last player left, and he's on the roof right above. K9 is ready for that, though.
Hey,
Didn't know where to
absolutely ready
look.
for that one.
So many places to look, so many people coming out. And K9
Defenders win.
is the one that gets the job done to secure round number 4 on the board for Orbit. Yes, they let the plant go down, but in doing so, they had a plan in place for afterwards, and they were coordinated and confident in their retake, and still get a successful defuse. The amount of times we've seen bombs planted but then successfully diffused this week, I think it's more than we've seen in the entire rest of the Pro League combined.
Yeah, no, it is. It's like I really think teams are, whether they mean to or not, they're kind of almost playing into this more spread out strategy that allows the bomb plant, and it's more about working angles to retake it easily, to force the attackers into spots they don't mean to be in. And, you know, I mean, arguably they didn't even need to go outside and be on there and get him on the roof. They could have just stood over the bomb and waited for him to come to them.
You can stop worrying about grenades now. Visual, going.
MiLSPEC once again now looking to try and hold this top floor. They did it once right at the start of the game, but haven't been able to do it since, and as a result, this 4-round win streak is putting Orbit dangerously close to taking map number 1 here.
Loading new mag.
But clearly did a couple of things that caught Orbit by surprise at the start of the round, but they were quickly figured out, and Orbit have adapted well to it. It's why they're at the top of the table right now in North America. It's why they went to the playoffs last season. But
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
there's still a chance here for MiLSPEC. They're now leaving BC over in the other building. Jamjar in the sky bridge has sealed it up and now gone prone in case of pre-fire coming his way. BC did fire off a couple of shots, has now been droned down by Canadian under this desk. He's cautious of the shots rattling in through the sky bridge himself, and here's what you mentioned, he's down into the basement now, and he's stuck here.
Right. I mean,
All they have to do is sit someone at the top of the stairs, and he will not be able to come back up without being running into that man. And
right, there's
getting
so
killed
many
or being
positions you can
spotted.
watch the stairs from, and there's only one position you have to look at
Attackers
to
have
kill somebody on the
recovered
stairs.
their diffuser.
So the chances of him coming up, he would just have to be lucky enough to guess exactly where the attacking team's going to wait for him. And they only need one person. They no longer have to take him down in numbers.
Thing is, there is one thing he can do that could be a nuisance, which would be open up this little doorway here behind this wall, peek out here behind the boat, and while they're
might be able to
repelled
get some repel
up on
picks.
this wall, yeah, maybe get a couple of kills. So they do need to sort of keep an eye on him, in which case that drone that's just gone in there by the boat, there from Kix, will do that job. He does now spot it though. Can he kill it? No, and the other one's coming the other
But
side.
they could even, easily throw the drone outside as well. Or,
Nice spray
or
back.
just-
Snake began by starting it. BC answers it by ending it.
Or they can have 2 drones follow him and
If
he
he'd
could
have
just
killed
rock
that
him through the
drone,
wall.
If he'd have killed that drone with a melee while it jumped past him in midair,
That would have been fantastic.
incredible. They're going to send Blackbeard down the stairs now, and he immediately just ducks away and hides from it. They've also got Ash in the same doorway. He killed BC, but he sprays back up towards Young. Doesn't know that Ash is there. Young coming back down the stairwell again, tags him once more. Ash is still in that doorway. He's going to run away.
He's working them right now.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
time on the clock now, 1 minute and 14 seconds,
and they're
2
finally
players are in
realizing
the wrong
it.
building.
They're finally realizing it and backing off. And
EMP
I mean,
incoming.
pushing Blackbeard down the stairs, they do not need to do that. The player that tried to get him through the walls did not need to do that. I mean, pretty unlucky that he was able to hit him in the face. It's a great shot.
The rest of the team now are holding on the other side, and here come Orbit. They've given up with BC for a little bit. Rushing in and looking to pressure B. Kicks right up onto the window, opening that up already. Blackbeard's coming up to join him now, and he will drone in to give a little bit of early warning on what may be that way. He's going to check the floor below quickly with that shield in front of his face. BC, you come back over yet? No, you're still on the floor level.
Attackers
Canadian
bomb
taken out
diffuser
by
has been
Viking.
dropped.
K9 start to pressure in through the thermite ward. It has been opened up though.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Kicks gets a kill in himself. BC peeks out from the other building. Tags K9 in the backside. K9 they're losing a lot of shots there onto BC, but will eventually kill him. But meanwhile, the rest of his team has been slaughtered trying to get into the B site. The diffuser is down right at the window. Vikings at the back of the room here. K9 is tagged low already. Comes around the corner, gets a good shot on Viking. Comes inside, Jamjar's on the stairs. Can't get Jamjar. He picked up 3 kills that round. Does keep MiLSPEC in it for one more round though. 4 rounds to 3. The momentum train has been stopped.
Ultimately, by I feel BC really just. I mean, yeah, of course. What's his face? They just picked up 3 solid kills, which is fantastic. But BC forcing 3 of their players to come around, try to kill him, killing one of them, dwindling down Blackbeard quite a bit. That was just, and then of course the amount of time that he wasted, 2 full minutes before they just inevitably gave up on him, and still he managed to run outside into the lawn and shoot the crap out of him some more.
Yeah. I honestly feel he'd have done. Possibly got a kill there if he was running a true assault rifle
Right.
instead of the carbine.
On the back here.
Which, yeah, it's a scary thought. You show how effective a good roamer could be, and BC has shown multiple times now how effective he can be as that roamer. First time that I think the world really saw it this season was in their only other victory, which was Plane. Like, he came in and just swept the board, getting 3 and 4 kills in multiple rounds
Attackers have
by just
located a
lurking
bomb.
in odd corners on the plane and coming around and timing his pushes perfectly. When they're attacking the basement, everyone's pushing the front end, he'd come up the back end, time it perfectly with the way he'd push in. Same thing happening here. He knows when to push, he knows when to stay
10
alive,
seconds to go.
he knows when to just draw them in, and even if he does go down, he's
5
wasting
seconds
so much
left
time.
before insertion.
He's still an asset to his squad.
Even without getting the kill he got, without running
Attackers
outside, if
recovered
they
the
had eventually just killed him and then ran off after that minute, that's damage is done. I mean, like you said, by that point, by the time they got even started pushing the point at the 15-second mark, there was only 1 player left.
So, Orbit defending the kitchen and projector room again. They've done this well for their first attempt, and it's clearly their favorite bomb site on here. They've got K9 and they've got Young on the floor above. Kicks, Canadian and Snake staying downstairs, and it's the same setup they did when they both won this fight, but also lost it. Have MiLSPEC remembered what they did to stop it? Can they be ready to stop it again? Let's find out. Viking pushing across the sky bridge now then. Cautious about it because Canadian's in the security room, but Snake is also there on the stairs, roughly, and Kix is moving around too after being droned a couple of times. So if he pushes towards Canadian, he could still get flanked in the side. Goes prone and cautious of the 2 doorways now as Throdex's drone will come and help him out and give him a bit more
The
information.
attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Drone's going to go up the stairs from Throdex and give him a little bit of safety and clarity about what's coming his way in that
Attackers
staircase.
recovered the bomb diffuser.
Jamjar goes up and they will
Attackers
begin to
dropped
pressure
bomb
the top
diffuser.
floor. He sprays up as he goes through the window to keep someone hidden. Snake is droned out by Jarvis here in kitchen. And he jumps off, but yeah, will repel down to safety.
The beauties are in place.
See, dropping down from below. Viking gone outside now, going to join his team in the car park. CC shoots open the back door.
Drones up and running.
Main is up, make his way up and in. Checking for out cameras while cautiously going that way. Viking going to come up towards the top floor and look to take out this one man. It's Young at the back of the servers. Of course, that shield gives him the safety to peek through that gap. Young, however, has moved up really close to him now to counter that. Still playing on the floor below. The C4 comes outside, goes off, but doesn't do much damage to anyone. Viking takes a little bit. Jarvis now at the other window, cracks it open. His immediate runaway and hide and smoke from Young. Jarvis looking to peek around again. Young's going to see him miss the headshot. Does tag him a little bit, but Jamjar
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
flashes on in. There as well, looking for him. Jarvis is cautious and has the diffuser and does not have much health to play with. Young gets across the gap again, is now on the right-hand side. Viking couldn't shoot him, but has now pinned him in there. 37 seconds, and MiLSPEC have done a whole lot of nothing right now. They know where these players on the top floor are, but they can't do anything about it. Jamjar flashes into the connector. Rook turns around, but he goes straight into the frost trap, and Rook gets a free kill because of it. Young is now still inside this floor above and just happy to sit there. Meanwhile, Canadian Snake are going to town on the floors below, and Viking's the only member standing, comes into the window. K9
That's
and
the one.
Young are there to pincer him, and that does seal the round and the map. Orbit take it 5 rounds to 3. And that's what we said BC was doing so well, wasting all the time, making sure they couldn't kill him, just running down the clock. exactly what Young and K9 just did on the floor above. Just wasted all of the time that MiLSPEC spent pushing that site, wasting everything they had with their push. They suddenly went, crap, it's 20 seconds, guys, we got to go.
What happened?
And
we got to
you're
go.
sprinting into no knowledge, and sure enough, the shotguns are going to mince you to pieces as you come through that doorway.
Right, and MiLSPEC showed some promising gameplay, but ultimately Orbit is still clearly that they deserve the top spot they're in right now.
Yeah. And with that, map number 1 is sealed. It is Kanal, and it is gone. Now, though, we're heading over to Hereford Base. It's a map which, to be fair, a pre-organized, preordained team is going to come out on top with most of the time. It's not something you can really adapt to on the fly so well. It's not something we're going to see crazy new strategies on. I mean, if we are, it's going to be super crazy because there's not much left to choose from.
Very outlandish. Yeah, it's one of those, like I said, it's especially the basement, super static gameplay. It's you go in the spots, and then everybody, it all comes down to the timing and winning the gunfights. If you don't have the timing and don't win the gunfights, then you don't win the round. There really isn't like, oh, well, we lost him, so let's do this. It's over in 20 seconds or less. And I'm worried for MiLSPEC in the sense that they do rotate around their roster quite a bit, as we've even seen. We've had week after week where we can't seem to manage to ever display the correct lineup that they're actually bringing to the game for the night. And you know, it's only one or a couple players here and there, but you'd have to have that 5-player synergy. And I think a team like Orbit that typically has had the same players the whole time is probably going to come out on top on a map like Hereford.
100%. That consistency, that regular practice really will shine through. But as
that
it is...
unit cohesion, if you want to get all tactical, right? Unit cohesion.
Battalion brotherhood.
I don't know if 5 people is a battalion.
No, but MiLSPEC have so many damn players. They're a battalion.
Yeah, they're basically a battalion.
So, there we go. Orbit will be defense, MiLSPEC will be attack, and it's Hereford Base for map number 2. Without further ado, let's get straight on in. Going back to England.
Maybe
England and
MiLSPEC
Germany.
is just a firm believer of, you know, maybe not 5 trophies, but a whole bunch of participation awards.
If we all play, we all get medals.
Just kidding, MiLSPEC. We love you guys.
So, on to attack they go. They're running the same 5 operators they did on their last attack round there on Kanal. And now, the defense lineup from Orbit will bring the dock back. They are also bringing a Frost here instead of a Valkyrie. The outside cameras, while everyone thought originally, yeah, they're great on her. You can see the people looking through the holes in the above lockers and stuff. Like, it doesn't matter. You know they're going to be there anyway.
Right.
You know where all these people from the outside are going to come from. Cameras really don't give you so much on this map.
No.
So you want the shotgun? Do it. But bring a Frost to the table. You get the Frost traps, which can be really useful inside that A site.
Right, at the very least, they take multiple bullets to get rid of.
Slow down attackers, force them to waste ammunition and use up a reload.
And man, in the event, they don't notice it.
Yeah. Which is also very possible in some of these situations.
10 seconds remaining.
Why bomb on top of this? What is this tactics?
5 seconds left.
Deploying barbed wire.
It may, oh, you know what, it honestly might just be to kind
Objective is to
of
locate a
disrupt
bomb.
vision into the room. It makes it harder to see people sitting in the corners because it disrupts like the outline of the player.
True, possible.
If you want to get real camouflage. It's a cover versus concealment strategy right there.
I mean, with this barbed wire on every other part of the floor, I don't really suppose it matters.
Yeah,
Looking
right.
at that room now. We'll see. It may also be that if the table gets destroyed underneath and the barbed wire survives, then suddenly you've got this spot of the floor which previously wasn't going to be barbed wire, but now is. Although I'd be surprised to see the table get destroyed without the barbed wire going down too.
That would kind of be awesome. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Especially if it floats. I wonder if it floats.
Special charge. Stay clear.
Let's see. We'll wait and see and find out. Thermite charges are already going off on the single doorway, the little delivery wall. Now cautiously heading
Bomb
towards
located by attackers.
the double wall of lockers. Flashbanging into the floor underneath as Jamjar's drone is in there. They will also make sure it's safe and there's no one dealing with anything on the other side. There's no bandit to worry about, so this will go off with ease now that it's been planted. Thorodex does get the charge underway.
Target located.
BC is in on the floor above, and to be fair, a lot of the MiLSPEC players are Jamjar watching the stairs. Sorry, Jarvis watching the stairs. I used to say
Jam Jarvis.
Jam, yeah.
I ship it, Jam Jarvis.
Jam Jarvis.
That's a fantastic.
Loading new magazine.
Does jump his drones across the bottom of the stairs, but it's killed off quickly.
Attackers
Viking
dropping
is
the
now
diffuser.
into the lockers and watching up the other end of the sites. Canadian is on the stairs just around one corner. The flashbang's going to come up and over. Will completely blind Canadian, but he just stays still because he knows he's safe where he is.
Basement.
Stairs, the drones head that way. He is cautious of the door. It will be on him to rush into A. It's on Viking to stop him when they decide to go for it.
Drone activated.
Attackers
Droning
recovered
for
the
it.
bomb.
K9 and Young across in the bottom of the ladder room. We'll be looking to run across the gap. They again have to run through Viking's crosshairs to make it happen. Jamjar and Jarvis are still on the floor above here. Throdex picked up the diffuser, is also watching the doorway in case Canadian gets a little bit unsure. BC decides he's going to look first and gets into lockers. Takes out the camera. Viking still just watching that corner, looking at where he is. Throdex has got to go soon, 26 seconds. Ash is going to lead the charge and start throwing in some smoke towards the connecting doorway to B, which will stop Kix's view in towards that A door. Kix begins to spray panickingly. It's not going to land on too much, but Jamjar is low. K9 now in the bottom of lockers. Ladder is taking a beating. Canadian comes straight into A, and Hereford is taken out because of it. He gets the second one into BC as well. K9 picks up a kill from inside B. Sergeant Jamjar not getting inside A at all, and the timer runs down. Vikings spent so long watching exactly where Canadian was going to move, exactly the doorway where he was going to come in. Then when it's actually time to push into the A site, he looks away and Canadian gets 2 kills inside the site. All you had to do was kill him. And that site was in MiLSPEC control. If he'd have died, they would have got into that back corner, they'd been able to plant in there, and then you focus on the people in the ladder, then you focus on the people coming your way. They can't shoot the man that's got in.
Right, this map hugely comes down to having faith in what your teammates are watching and you watching what you're supposed to be watching. You can't, because everything happens so close. Every single gunshot, every single footstep makes you want to turn. Makes you want to look somewhere else. Oh, does Viking need help? Maybe I should turn over to him. Is Jarvis good over there? Like, you just have to, if they lose their gunfights, then you're probably going to lose, you know? Or if they're not picking up the trades. But if you stop watching your angle to readjust, and then they get them, you're probably going to die where you were. And that's exactly it. You watch it forever, and then he looks away when it matters.
Another barbed wire farm here. It feels like playing Terrorist Hunt now when you do
10
this.
seconds left before insertion.
Right. Like you know they're going to be in the exact same room.
So, alright, so I go here into the barbed wire farm, and then I drop down through ladder, and there's C4 everywhere.
Yeah, there's 97 C4s in ladder. You got 245 barbed wires in A.
Drop the diffuser.
As MiLSPEC do finalize their defense
Attackers
at the
have
bottom
recovered their
floor.
diffuser.
But not one to be found anywhere else in the map.
Oh, yeah, literally.
Just, they're all in one
Every
room.
barbed wire they're taking is in that room. And Orbit come up closely. MiLSPEC putting no one on the floors above, everyone downstairs. Jamjar is the closest to the floor, but he's still on the stairs, of course. PC putting a couple of trophy systems in that doorway towards B, so they stop any smokes that may be coming that way themselves. Viking. He's already got those kill holes in towards the A site. This is the drone though. He's using a lot of ammo options, SMG-11 to do this. I also wonder why he's running the silencer when you're in the site. It's not like your position's going to be taken long. Just take the flashlight. The shot's more accurate. Don't risk the lower damage. Shots are going to be so scattered and hectic that you're not always going to be able to go those bursts to the head.
No, silencer all the way, 100%.
Drone is ready to retry.
Bid sprints across the gap, and Jarvis and Viking both. Well, Viking, Jarvis misses his rounds. Could have been a great opening kill. Now, Young peeking through that doorway will look towards the B peak himself from where Viking was sitting earlier on. Snake has jumped on into the lockers. Going to grenade up and over the top. It's going to land right on BC's head. Actually, it bounces off and sits stuck. This one comes in, also goes off close to BC, but not serious enough. Looks towards the stairs now. Throdax is sitting on there. He's got a shotgun in hand, so won't be able to do anything too much. Ash charge takes Young a little bit, but does the job of taking out some of the barbed wire. Young himself still looking across towards B, but Kix gets the first kill, and it's onto Viking with a beautiful shot from lockers. Looking to try and smoke somewhere. That's a set nade. Maybe. Covers the corridor in between then. And there it is. Canadian's got himself inside A. Throdax turns away from the flashbang, but as he looking to come down, Ash is rattling shots off. Throdax cannot get down or in there. Young kills off Jamdar, who's tried to come across from ladder. Goes with the camera being there. BC now also trying to come across, but with the diffuser down, they're going to come through every single little crosshair that Canadian and Orbit have in tow. As the man is off the planter. Looking now towards Lockers, comes around, and there's two guns trained on him already. BC gets slaughtered.
No idea what to do there.
And Jarvis looking to come on in. He will find Snake first. Looks now across towards A. He's still getting tagged from the A doorway. Shots rattling off everywhere, and Young is just patient enough. Around he comes again. And that is another round in the book for Orbit, showing exactly how to attack that site, exactly how to hold it. We had BC watching the stairs, locking Throdax in there. He couldn't come through the door. He couldn't get that man in that rushed for the plant.
Oh yeah.
Exactly what Viking took his eyes off of when MiLSPEC tried to attack it.
Right. Everybody got 1 foot in the door somewhere on the point and watched one angle. Nobody moved. You know, it was everybody was just right where they need to be. I can watch this door. I can see, you know, we had 2 people in lockers to cover both directions from the lockers so they can cover both crosses from B to A. Plant in A. Blackbeard sitting in the doorway. That's pretty much all she wrote.
Locate and defuse bombs.
Actually, remove all of the 4 players after the bombs planted and Blackbeard sitting in the doorways.
Yeah.
Pretty much all she wrote.
So, Orbit's next defense, having done the basement successfully, is now into the TV room and the kitchen. Let's see how they set this up. Begin with their reinforcing over towards the red garage. Reinforcing these sidewalls here in dining room as well. Gates will barbed wire the stairs. Stop any quick rushes down from that floor above.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Little thing or two to clear the space.
5 seconds remaining.
They've reinforced the walls from piano into here too, so they limiting the sightlines to the attackers from outside with their ACOGs and assault rifles.
Feed active.
Kicks inside B, putting down some trophy systems that has the trap door blown to allow him out if he needs to be. They're actually going to switch it up. Stick Canadian in there with a shotgun. Now who are you going to put inside B? Are you going to give it up? K9, first aggressive shot, straight outside the window from Piano. Takes down Jamjar. Rushing a bit too brazenly across from the shooting range. K9, couple of easy shots, taps his face off. Young now, a little bit more unsure. He will look up through the floor above himself until the wall on his right gets cracked open by Throdax's thermite charge.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped. Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Cautious of who may be coming in their doorway. No one's coming in, but they are throwing flashbangs via Viking.
Ready.
What does that flashbang achieve? What do you gain from that?
Loud noise. It seems that a lot of players really think it will just force them to run for some reason. I just feel that is not the case.
Jarvis then drones inside B and sees that the site itself is clear, but Orbit definitely have a plan in place for retaking it, otherwise they wouldn't do that. Throdax is going to drone downstairs, and actually does find one man down here. It is Snake there that he spots out inside what would be the B-bomb site. BC gets himself inside the red garage with Jarvis here. So Jarvis out front with his Throdax in there with him. They thermite the wall now into where Canadian is. Canadian comes around the corner with his C4, and it's actually right next to the gun here for Throdax, but he can't land the important shot when it counts. Canadian finishes him off as well, and is now inside the red container, which BC thought they had control of. Now has to run back to it and try and retake it. And when he's got to get in through the crosshairs of Canadian, that is no easy task. The diffuser has been dropped inside, so they've got to go and get it. He comes on in, looks the wrong way. Canadian to his left. It's another free kill for Canadian. Viking has been watching this doorway the entire time. Now he has to go inside, and he's about to walk into Young's crosshairs as well. Top-down angle, making it very hard for the quick headshot. And a point-blank shotgun blast, even to Blackbeard. He's going to struggle with that one. Actually does a lot of damage to it. Kills K9, but Canadian will get his third kill of the round onto Jarvis, also trying to get the diffuser. And Orbit successfully hold the TV room and the kitchen as well. He actually goes aggressively to go and get him.
Just wanted to wrap it up. Deagle dumps the body.
And it is 3 rounds to nothing in favor of Orbit. MiLSPEC are going to try and something fantastic here on the basement to stop this hype train that is Orbit on Hereford Base.
I mean, individually they're great players. I just don't think they have that level of team synergy you need on this map. I really just don't.
Definitely not seeing it with their current holds or attacks.
Because it's definitely one of the far more practice maps.
So
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
for MiLSPEC to hold the basement again. They were decimated here by Orbit's last attack on this site. And
Bomb located by
Orbit are
attackers.
comfortable doing that again, to be honest. Got to see something special from MiLSPEC to try and hold it differently. Each of their spots, Orbit knew about. Each of their spots, Orbit were ready for, and they had a gun trained on every single person.
Yep.
Every time MiLSPEC tried to step out and land that shot, they were finished off. Or even if they didn't step out and try and land that shot, they were picked off.
All right, whether they waited or went, they were gone.
Yeah. Orbit were ready for them
5
regardless.
seconds remaining.
So, need to try something else. They are all down in the basement again. Puff
Attackers
Jarvis
recovered
got up into red
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Red garage.
garage.
Place device.
Coming back down again. Garage. So we're now heading up the stairs. We'll just sit at the top of the stairwell itself and replace now
Attackers
by
have dropped the
Throdax,
bomb
who's throwing up a
diffuser.
camera and going
Attackers
down
recovered
again
the bomb
himself.
diffuser.
Kicks has
Attackers
droned inside
located
A
bomb.
again, which is once more a barbed wire forest. He gets to open up the single door.
But no table.
Attackers disable bomb.
Flashbangs coming in. This time I know they're there to destroy any trophy system charges. Then the EMP will go in to kill the trophy system and anything else that may be in there. And Young will drop down and start to look in towards the room itself
Dropping EMP
with
grenade.
that ACOG. Kicks back on his drone. He's still alive in the room and now confident it is clear. And Young is going to begin to drone through it himself. Doesn't see the man on the stairs, but they're going to expect it. He gets shot like that. Which is towards the bar door. Looks over now across towards B. Viking is close by on the right-hand side of his crosshairs. He's going to blow the wall in towards lockers. Viking going to try and smoke up and over this edge into the lockers itself. Does go off in there. It's taking the snake down pretty low, in fact. Pop in on those charges. Careful not to peek out too far, though. The smokes are coming back from the enemy team and disorientating Viking a little bit. Let it dissipate, and then we'll reposition back towards his next smoke in lockers. He needs to be able to see where to throw it first. Goes up and gets stuck on the roof, and that is not ideal at all. Snake completely safe from this one. Aimed it a little bit too high. But he does still have his C4. If he gets that right, he goes and landed next to Snake. He could in fact get one more as well. That one goes up and also sticks to the roof. And it is done. Kicks will go in and take down Throdax. Sergeant Jamdar looking to come through the door and he gets downed by Blackbeard. Canadian is downed in the site though, and he's the man with the diffuser. So Jamdar going to edge his way in there just for B, the scouting information. Viking still inside B as Kicks finishes Jamdar off. BC trying to fire through the gap. Young has been downed then. That's Blackbeard out of the picture. Viking still looking across the gap. The diffuser is still downed. Snake in lockers is incredibly low. They've revived Young though. Kicks got inside the site now and up onto the table. Across the diffuser and now downed again. So the diffuser once again dropped. Young trying to fire on BC but can't land the shots. There's still 30 seconds though. This is the key thing that Orbit have done. Even if they don't successfully get in with their first push, they've given themselves enough time to recover and regroup. Not every team does this.
Right, no, there's exceptional time management by Orbit on this map.
Nice job by BC though as he peeks on out now to finish Snake off. Canadian bleeds out. Snake trying to get the diffuser. Young doing the same thing. K9 does take Viking, so it's a 1v1. BC versus K9. K9 got to get the diffuser, but he hears him sprinting through, and BC cleans up Orbit to keep MiLSPEC in this game and give them their first round.
Single-handedly just shredded their entire attack. Like nothing, just completely fell apart at the hands of BC.
Each and every little peek he made was just at the right time that his enemy team's crosshairs had been moved away from his spot. And he made them pay for it. Every bullet that came out of his gun did its job and found its mark. Quite possibly the most important of which was, I didn't see if it was him that downed Canadian when he first ran across the gap, but it was
Defenders,
him that
protect
killed
your bombs
Ash
from being defused
Yeah.
when he
by
set,
attackers.
sprinted across. If that barn had gone down, that round would have been incredibly different. Downing that Ash there was huge to allowing him to clutch that round. But now it's time for Orbit to come back onto the defense of that base with themselves, and this is yet another thing that MiLSPEC were having an issue with. Hopefully they figured out how Orbit play it though, and we'll be able to do exactly what Orbit just did to MiLSPEC in their first successful attack.
I was completely expecting another 5-man alive just dump on MiLSPEC right there.
Setting up.
10
Fair,
seconds
if it wasn't
left.
for BC, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yes,
5 seconds to insertion.
4 kills. Pretty sure all which came in that round.
Yeah.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers
So,
must locate
4 members
and
of Orbit
defuse the bomb.
downstairs.
The
Snake is still
attacker's
running
bomb
around up
diffuser
top,
has
just
been
doing the
dropped.
reinforcement, then running to the garage. Rethinking and running back down again to the basement.
Loading mag.
I'm gonna go and try and... No, not actually, just creep on. There is no Thatcher on the attacking squad, so they will have to Twitch drone if they want to kill these. Obviously there's no way
bomb
for
has been located.
Orbit to know this, but
Is ready.
Clear the blast area.
make an educated guess based on the operator picks that MiLSPEC have been running in the past. Thermite charge will go off on the single wall, and to be fair now, that means they can shoot the other 2 out, so keeping this 1 battery in his inventory hasn't really helped Snake out much at all. Fire down through this gap and look at anyone that might be in lockers, namely the bandit. He's not there though. We now look across towards B door. Try and find someone straying out of position. BC. Get a grenade down the bottom of the ladder room because K9 is right down there. Grenade gets taken out by a trophy system as soon as it edges over the edge.
Drone activated.
He has to rethink how he pressures that now that the trophy system is there. He can't really look at that peak without a grenade going off and doing something about it. Viking though gets inside lockers thanks to Thorodax's drone giving the information. He's going to flashbang up and over and take out the trophy system charges. They both go down, then he shoots the batteries and that'll allow Thorodax to breach it with a thermite charge. Flashbangs in towards A. Just Flash himself actually.
Only a
Hicks,
little.
though, has been downed as the grenade has come up and over the top and landed in the backside of B site. Now, are you going to watch that doorway and stop Canadian going in this time, Viking? You're looking through the site, make sure it's clear. Now he's going to watch the stairs. Looking back across the walls, the bottom of the ladder. Jam jar. He's going to watch this doorway for a moment. Rodex's drone comes over. They know the Canadian is there. He's now watching the bottom of the ladder. Jam jar watching the doorway. Okay, so at least they've got someone watching it now. Thorodax, and they understand it's there. Thorodax with the man with the diffuser. Jarvis is also here watching the door. Viking picks up K9, and this is looking good for MiLSPEC. Jarvis is breaching more of the floor, but Canadian takes down BC, trying to flank behind him. BC going a little bit early, perhaps. So his team weren't really pushing anywhere else. Kicks has been revived inside B. Snake is firing a couple of shots through that hole. Kicks has taken down Jarvis, but Canadian will be taken out by Jam Jar now that he comes around the corner, despite the pre-fire from the shotgun. Runs across in front of Viking's gun. Now he's going to try and push into Kicks, but through the barbed wire is suicide. Viking now can't pick up the diffuser in time as they've already taken out the thermite. He's stuck in the barbed wire. Has to go for the plant. It's 2 seconds. He's got to hold it. Young is very close. He runs through. No barbed wire going to slow him down. Easy killing. What the hell? Viking turns into a jumping jack and springs across the room. I think he must have taken his fingers off the plant, so it was in the middle of the
Right,
stand-up
so it
animation,
was-
and as soon as he
yeah.
goes into the ragdoll while standing up, the ragdoll takes over and he's just boing.
Oh man,
Across
that's
the room.
fantastic.
Ugh. Orbit then back on to match point. That 1 round they lost was a momentary hiccup in their campaign to victory, as now MiLSPEC are forced to defend an upper floor site, and they had such a tough time defending downstairs from the first few rounds. Scared for their fate here on the up floor, as it becomes even tougher, being more open and available,
Attackers need to locate
punishable
and
from
defuse
outside.
as many bombs as they can.
Pass those plates around. Hostile reservoir going up. You can stop worrying about grenades.
MiLSPEC begin their defense ends of this floor.
Attackers
Last
have
shot
located a
to-
bomb.
Their dreams alive.
Keep the dream.
5 players in a dream.
At least they got a point on the board.
Yeah, they got one round here.
No Dottie, but you Dottie donut your actual entire score.
That would be pretty bad.
10 seconds to insertion.
So now,
5
the finishing
seconds to
touches
insertion.
are set up. Garage reinforced, both itself and the wall into kitchen, the A-bomb site. Then they're making a walk hole between A and B as well.
Drop the bomb diffuser.
Getting BC in there with a couple of trophy systems. And backing up. Jamjar sitting here against the back wall with his batteries. We'll replace them. They're bringing a Thatcher though on the attack.
Loading mag.
So they will take those out quick and easily. Okay, there we go. Takes them out. Canadian charge straight on the wall. Instantly blows it. It will get opened up. Jamjar not worrying about stopping it at all. He's just going to wait now for the man to come inside and be ready for him instead. Going behind the desk and is looking for this man in the shadow that he's going to make as he comes in. Don't stick your head out. You just need to wait for him
Bomb
to come in.
located by attackers.
Shots rattling through. That's why Orbit reinforced that wall behind him, because of those shots coming from the outside of the map. Trophy system taking out Smoke Charge and the first Ash Charge. The second one will go off and successfully take out the barbed wire and the trap. We saw, of course, earlier on today in Europe, Penta allowed a plant to go down in B without anyone dying on either team within the first minute of the round.
Yeah. Just didn't open it up.
Aren't going to do that as they do have Throdax inside this room, but he is
MiLSPEC blew the crap out of that wall.
getting pressured from all angles. Drone going to come in from kicks, of course. We'll come up the back stairs. Thinking about jam job before I can get towards the A site, the B site. But he's got a second one. Comes straight in to see Throdax in the corner. Flips it over the trap door. There we go. Through the floor. Snake shoots him as he gets spotted out. Fires the little red marker. And down from the floor above, dead Valkyrie sits. That now means Kicks can start opening up the front door. There's more barbed wire there to contend with, but they can look towards getting into the B site now.
Throwing smoke grenade.
Jarvis is at the back of the room with a nice kill hold towards the window though. Looking for them to appear in it. Jamjar sprints across the gap. Canadian's head is just about there, but Jamjar will put him down, but K9 takes down Viking. Young is now in the door window. Kicks is there too. Jamjar taking over from behind, and suddenly Jarvis and BC are the last two. BC went big last time they tried to defend to help them stay in this. Can he do it again? Kicks sees Jarvis's head before Jarvis sees his, but he fires back and doesn't do too much about it. Then again, neither did Kicks' shots onto Jarvis himself. BC is in the red garage still, looking at someone to come that way. The Orbit are really looking to push onto B, and they've only got 30 seconds left, so they kind of have to go with this. BC's had to drop down to garage, so Jarvis has to look in that direction. BC coming up the stairs now, and Jarvis is still very cautious as he exposed himself to that window, and this time it's Young with a Scar H for him. That does a lot more damage than Kicks does. BC's got to find 4
BC,
players
no
and
pressure.
prevent this plant. Young gets inside the room, pushes up forward, and he gets straight into K9's crosshairs, and it's an easy headshot. To seal the map and seal the series, 2 maps to Orbit, 5-3, 5-1. MiLSPEC getting no